My Gavanen and well met, Melanine. I am Arakir Galadirthan, head of Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to the Dorwinion campaign. You join us as we attempt to bring ourselves out of debt. As you can see, we are heavily in debt, and we have been for some time. Other than that, we are in somewhat of a stalemate with Run, pardon me, and we've got them. We got them locked on the west with our general, our army of generals, as he flits from east to west, destroying any of these small petty armies that they send to try and reclaim Offalbed or Carverad. And in the east, as you can see, there are two large armies standing face to face just outside the walls of Caras Valathrim. However, they are yet to siege us. Maybe they're waiting for reinforcements, or I don't know, to be honest. Well, I know I do. It's a Medieval 2 feature. I can't understand why they've not retreated, though. That's rare. But the AI rarely will attack you if it knows it can't win. So that's why they're not attacking me, because they know they will struggle. Oh, the One Ring has been located in Dol Guldur. Had I the armies, I would push for that, because the ring is rarely ever that close to your starting realm. What have we here? Captain Borlach. He's not going to waste his words on me, so we're not going to find out much from him. Look at this, look at this. Look at this taint on my land. This dagger-shaped hole in my empire. Not fond of this either, but all we've got up here are the elves, so we worry about that later. As much as I really do like to cover the land in towers, I also like to start with towers that are actually useful before I just willy-nilly upgrade towers. Right, we are actually making money, and that's why I'm not attacking that army yet. Because as we start to make money, I can reinforce Forthwin with actual troops rather than just 3 generals. And he can then press down here, which will draw that army away. But what we really want is that army to attack us, because as I've said many times in the video before this, we could easily defeat it. Oh, that is pitiful. That is pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. You know what? I'm going to chance fate and not save it.
Attack!
And if I rue those words, I will be so annoyed. I don't save it because, oh, what if I die? I should reload it and then I'll win. I save it in case it crashes, of course. Latest changes behind the scenes in the modding realm is Hummingbird has recently decided to give Chelkar in the south on the borders of the southern mountain range of Mordor. He's decided to give that to Khand in an attempt to make Khand closer to Gondor. Additionally, Ngugi, my esteemed colleague is the word I'd like to use, but also as internet friends go, I would say my friend, and he is the head of the DCI Last Alliance mod, and a very, very, very good mod. I was very fortunate enough to be part of the beta stages testing, although I was completely useless as a tester, unfortunately, because I didn't have too much spare time. But what I did see of that game I thoroughly enjoyed, and we're eagerly awaiting him releasing it so he can snaffle all of his lovely resources. The elves being one. The elves in that mod look insane. But also, if you've played Tola Khans in Moss, the counter invasion script, that is Ngugi and Withwinar's child. And Ngugi has recently given us the Next Heir script, and this is an ancillary that you can give to a general, which should then theoretically mean that he will become the next heir once your current heir dies. So you can choose which of your family members, or indeed if you're Teutonic, who can become the heir. Oh, I believe it works for Teutonic. I've not yet thoroughly delved into it, but so thank Ngugi very much for that. I've got to put that in. Other than that, we're just ironing out bugs and working where we can to improve things. I mean, you all saw, if you didn't see, then I would certainly go back and have a look. On our forums, Total War Center, Hummingbird recently posted a picture of the new look for the Iron Guard and the new look for standard Dwarven Warriors. So both Dwarven units. And the Iron Guard were, in the vanilla game, essentially the Dwarves' best unit. They were their mainstream elite unit. And they are in DAC as well, but there were quite a few people suggesting that now that we've given the Dwarves the armour from the Hobbit, then the Iron Guard didn't look as strong as our basic units, even though they're meant to be our elites. And Hummingbird agreed, and he's knocked up a phenomenally good little model for the Dwarven Warriors. So they no longer wear that heavy plate, they now wear a chainmail inspired sort of version. And the Iron Guard themselves now have the large square shield seen in the film, and
how our cowardly feet awed by the victory we have won.
They have a heavier armor. Now, interestingly, on the forums, we've had a spate of people moaning that we don't have the Dwarven look from The Hobbit, and nobody's going to do it. So I've just given up hoping that it will be there. But I really, the perfectionists out there, from the people who can't mod, which is the first point of contention. But the perfection that they're demanding, we have these Dwarven units. They weren't created by us, fair enough. They were created by a man called Buckle_CT, I think was his name. And he initially created the Dwarven model unit. And then it was edited heavily by Jocks and then I think Araval of Frome and Frogs fame. Just a brief note on this, I'm probably going to end turn immediately again. We've got no money, and that's pretty much the only change that's happened there. Chase him down, still waiting for them to attack. So they were edited by Jocks and Araval, and sort of just touched up the quality because they were Buckle's first endeavour. And they are completely wearing the armour from The Hobbit. They wear the exact armour that the Iron Hills Dwarves army wears as it comes to stupidly attack the elves in the Hobbit's interpretation of the book, but really to defend Erebor. And so they look exactly as they should look. There's no question of that. And the only slight difference is that some of them don't have the exact same shield, or some of them don't have the correct helmet. And then people are saying that that no one's done the Dwarven armor and they're never going to see it. And it's so very frustrating.
Honorable,
we didn't lose anyone in that auto as well. That's very rare.
To battle. We have triumphed.
3 turns. In 3 turns we should have enough money. So apologies for my little rant about users, but I can thoroughly understand how game creators must get so fed up, especially if they release a game which is like met with mixed reviews. If they release a game and it is met soundly with appalling reviews, then maybe it's time to look in the mirror and be like, maybe we messed up. But if you release a game that's met with generally more favourable reviews but a few negatives, it must be so hard to take on that review when the person who's moaning about the game obviously might be moaning about tiny little procedural things or tiny little things that they personally would change, even though they don't know how to change them. It's just so it must be hard. I mean, I'm not moaning about just negative reviews in general. Everyone should get negative reviews. You can't learn by being told a million times that you're amazing. You need that one time where someone says, well, you're amazing, but perhaps this should be better. But the difference is getting a review which gives suggestive or constructive criticism, and getting a review which is someone just saying like, oh, I don't think Run are strong enough, make them strong enough, they're my favourite faction and they're weak, how stupid are you? Personal preference tainting a review is such a bugbear of mine. And part of the reason why I've tended to stop replying to comments, because I realise that I'm turning into a bit of a knob, to be honest. Initially I was very full of life, and I was willing to reply to every comment, and I would take them all on the chin. Indeed, there's a citizenship feature at Total War Centre whereby members can be elevated to the rank of citizen if they've shown to add good works to Total War, and they have a good ethos and they spread a good message, basically. And I was elected a citizen ages ago, and it was mostly on the back of the fact that I dealt with the community at large very well. But now I'm so cynical. So I try not to reply to too many comments, because my initial desire is to just... Edoras has fallen. My initial desire is just to moan and say something bad, so turning into such a terrible human being. Anyway, that was like a 15-minute long rant. I apologise, but I was just filling the gap because I realised that I've basically just ended turn 4 times and done nothing. But let's go and see who taken Edoras. Oh, the Easterlings have. Curious. Potentially we could see a second Easterling Empire in the heart of Rohan now. Who knows? I'm not going to attack that army. I'll let them attack me or move around me. We'll just keep them at bay. I'm still just waiting for when we've got that money, because then what I can do with the Karos for Lathram army is reinforce it, strengthen it. and then I will feel safe enough to attack him. But if I attack him at the moment, if I do win, I'll take such heavy losses, and if I don't win, then Karis Valathrim's fallen again. Alright, we have another clansman-related army. Let's just go straight in. I've got saved it again.
Courage, men! We march into battle!
So there we are. Apologies for the ranting nature. Is there anything else new that we've done behind the scenes? No, I don't think so.
Our foes appear to be gaining the upper hand
Few
in this battle.
stat changes here and there, and there's always name tweaks. Alright, straight in, lads. Who is where? You're on the edge. Charge them. Two of you in the middle. No, let's get you to charge them. And you to charge them. But you come up here. Speed it up.
Only half the enemy force
Half
remains.
the enemy force remains. Crazy. We
Our
need to
men
kill
have
those
slain the enemy
Balkov.
general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Oh, this battle's already over.
The battle seems to be
We've lost quite a
swinging
few,
in our
actually, haven't we?
favour. From such tidings does victory emerge.
Have they got crossbowmen? No, they're just clan hunters.
Behold how our cowardly foe
And that,
is
17,855.
utterly vanquished.
Forthwin is doing incredibly well. And in the naming conventions of Dorwinion, I like to follow the Northman style. So if I am to rename somewhere, I mean, Forthwin is certainly becoming a candidate for having a town named after him.
Glory, honor,
But Berg is the standard used amongst the Northmen because Berg's connotation is from real life, where it just means town. I don't really like to use Sindarin in Dorwinion because even if there are elves here, it is incredibly unlikely, almost to the point of like it would be stupid to even suggest that they would speak Sindarin, because as you might imagine,
Yes,
Sindarin is the name spoken by the Sindar elves, and the Sindar elves are the grey elves of Beleriand, which is all the way over here. Well, it obviously no longer exists, but all the way up here to the west of Linden and northwest up here. And the Sindar probably never, ever, I say probably because we just cannot say, but I mean Tolkien never mentioned that the Sindar ever went all the way back to Dorwinion and then back to their Avari brethren. So here they probably speak something very unknown as it's mutated over the years. Right, another successful victory and the final turn of debt, where we can begin to retrain the army there. Hopefully get those mines in. Apologies if this has been rather dull. Little border skirmishes keeping them out of Othelbed, and otherwise just two massive armies staring over each other. Although they have taken Edoras, so at least they've made some progress. Oh, they're coming back for more. And who do we have this time? Captain Kemmick. Oh, he's got some Coundish hunters and Coundish raiders. Oh, and crossbowmen. Right, we're going to have to be on point this time.
We attack.
Get those crossbowmen down as fast as we can. Crossbowmen are the only ones that really have the power to bring down our
The tide of battle seems to have
army.
turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
Straight line. Hit them head on. They've got clansmen in the middle, so we shall do the same thing again. Except you will charge them because there's most of you. Oh, I've done that the wrong way around, haven't I? Never align the pictures with who you think is going to go where, because they never are the same. Speed it up. Straight in, everyone.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Not really lost anyone. Forthwin's lost a few units again, but don't even know what defensive stance does. Oh, and I know that again, very few people will see this, but there's a bug where one of the powers says that it gives 100% effectiveness, military effectiveness to your enemy. And needless to say, that is just a typo. It doesn't give 100% battle effectiveness to your enemy. But it is very interesting to see. It's very interesting to see the theories that people have concocted to suggest that that is how it should be, and that this power, whilst giving your troops like reducing their fatigue and locking their morale, it actually then makes your enemy stronger. It doesn't make your enemy stronger. It makes your own troops stronger. And it is just a typo. One that I don't know why I've not fixed, because we've known about it for ages. Or maybe I have done. In the behind the scenes. Curious. Also in patch news, as the Moria script is very, very large and going to take quite some time, but there's been quite a few changes in between. We would hope to release a 0.52/0.6 patch before Moria is fixed, in an attempt to address the Teutonic family tree bug, which is plaguing almost everyone. Hummingbird and I are now sort of the opinion that we should just scrap it, as I've mentioned in one of the Northern Dunedain videos. So there's a chance that we will just do away with the Teutonic family members staying alive script, revert it back to just standard Teutonic family members, and release it so that bug is just gone. Because apart from that crash, this is an incredibly stable release. I mean, for the people obviously that have installed it and like followed this installation, or they don't have little weird quirks, this is remarkably stable release. This easily the most stable I've ever played as Dak, and I've been here for, I don't know, 2 years I think. Or yeah, no, just over a year I think. Oh, I can't recall. No, I've been here for quite some time. Oh yeah, second year. Mental note, second year.
Yes.
Anyway, so this is very stable in my experience of Dak, and we just want that experience to be had by you all. But I will just briefly touch on that. Windows 10, I have no idea if it's compatible. My computer has not yet updated to Windows 10. I haven't even had the little window down in the corner, and I'm not that eager to push for Windows 10 because I'm not that bothered. I've got quite a few games on the computer, and I quite like the touchscreen orientated start menu, and that seems to be the major difference between Windows 8 and Windows 10. And I know that on Windows 10 you can have the touchscreen themed one. I don't have a touchscreen, but I like the fact that every game that I have is one click away on a large screen, like a folder. So anyway, side note, and so I've not updated to Windows 10, and I have no idea the compatibility of Windows 10. I noticed that a game on Steam the other day, a really old game, but Commandos 2, Men of Courage, I think Commandos 2 is. If you've heard and played of Commandos 2, that is not compatible with Windows 10 at all, and Steam released a little message to say, we're sorry, but this game does not work on Windows 10, and it doesn't really look like they're going to bother getting a patch to make it work. I mean, Steam obviously aren't going to, but the game creators, because they're probably long since gone. Right, I'm just going to take Harald away and get some towers up.
Yes. This tower will keep vigil over the lands.
Actually, I don't want him to go too far away, because otherwise we lose a general. But
Assembling a mighty
right, as you can see, they've sent reinforcements out to Karas Falathrim. Interesting indeed. We'll go with one more end turn, and then do the next bit in the second video. It's worthwhile noting, or not worthwhile noting, but obviously in the past few weeks I've been doing 2 videos at the weekend, and then 1 on a Thursday. However, this coming week, I will have a video every single day between now and Thursday. So I've done a few more Let's Plays because I had a bit more time. Also, as many people have suggested, because I said I was going to do a Let's Play of the Vale of Anduin. However, as some people have suggested, I've currently played 2 good factions, and it might be nice to see an evil faction. I have never played as any evil faction at all, but if I were to play as an evil faction, I would probably play Umbar, because I've seen quite a few Dol Guldur ones, and to be honest, I think Dol Guldur's very, very easy, thanks to their very strong Ulari generals, the Nazgul. Yes. So I'd be loath to play as Dol Guldur, whereas Umbar, whilst not being difficult by any stretch of the imagination, Umbar is at least an interesting and different campaign, and most importantly, a faction only found in Divide and Conquer. So that would be my main reason to choose it. Right, we actually are making money. So what we're going to do is begin. Right, that can have 2 free upkeep and then 1 from there. So they're on 3 free upkeep there. We want to replace them with 2 Thorn Guard and a Crossbowman. Get those units down to Othelbed.
Yes. We'll make
We don't make very much money, but we are actually making money. They've got free upkeep. Nerthur, ages before that's a town. And Carverad, we want that to get the upkeep. But first of all we need that so that we can even get the units. But that's building, so that's not as relevant. And it's looking, they pulled away again. They've got more men on the bridge there. We're going to build up this army, Forthwin, and we're going to send him south. And then when they pull away, we can go out and sack Lest again. But I shall end this video there. So it's been a peculiar video. I apologise for my ranting nature, but I also hopefully filled you in on a lot of behind-the-scenes mod-related work, so that you know of what's to come. Otherwise, we've just had a few enjoyable charges against the enemy in the south. So do feel free to comment on the nature of the video. Say what you like, do what you like. I will endeavour to reply to as many comments as I can with a spirited and uplifted nature. But anyway, thank you very much for watching as ever. I have 855 subscribers now, and that's, to be honest, that's absolutely amazed me. So thank you very, very much indeed. I know that a large chunk of that is just because I happen to be the mod leader of Divide and Conquer. But regardless, I had never expected to really get anything, and I was very cautious of doing any YouTube videos for that very nature. I thought they'd be a waste of time. But I'm closing in on 1,000, and I'm quite amazed. So thank you very much. You have my eternal gratitude. But for now, feel free to subscribe if you wish, feel free to comment if you wish, and if you have any qualms, questions or queries, as usual, head to Total War Centre where people will be able to help. And many thanks if indeed you do happen to stumble across this video. Many thanks to Elvenkind, who is certainly taking up the slack from myself in answering people's questions about game-ending crashes. So thank you very much, Elvenkind. But anyway, for now, that's the end of this video. So Navar Naden Pedimad, and farewell.